It's back to Carrow Road for Norwich City this weekend for a Saturday lunchtime televised kick-off against Queen's Park Rangers, who of course have just lost their manager Steve McLaren, who was sacked earlier this week. In terms of the Norwich starting lineup, probably not going to be any change. We've seen the same starting lineup for 7 successive games, and it's brought 7 successive wins. So you wouldn't have thought Daniel Farke will make any changes, but we are of course speaking ahead of Friday's press conference when we'll get the latest team news from Daniel Farke. Norwich won 1-0 at Loftus Road back in September. That Timu Pukki goal that he put in with his chest, you may well remember, that was also a televised game, a late kick-off on a Saturday on that occasion. City go into the game 5 points clear of Leeds in second and 7 points clear of Sheffield United in third, both of who have away games in the 3 p.m. kickoffs. In terms of QPR then, of course, it's a little bit difficult to predict what to expect. Going into the game with Steve McLaren being sacked on Monday, as things stand, it will be assistant manager John Eustace. He's in interim charge while the club look for their new manager. Currently, Tim Sherwood is leading the bookies odds as the favourite for the job. He's out of work at the moment. Former Norwich City midfielder, of course. But this is the team that lost 2-1 to Bolton on Saturday. That made it just one win in the last 15 for the R's, although that win was against Leeds, so they're capable of it. That was a 1-0 win at home. They sit 17th, they're 8 points clear of relegation with 7 games to play. So although they're in a bad position, they're probably just about clear of relegation trouble, but we'll have to see what the new man does in terms of changes to the team. And in terms of strengths and weaknesses, starting off with strengths, they certainly know how to shoot. In terms of accuracy, it's not that great. They average 13.3 shots a game, so that's not too far behind Norwich, who average 14.7, and that's among the best in the division. But they've only scored 46 goals compared to Norwich, who have got 78, so they're not too accurate. But in terms of style of play, aerial ability, they're another of those teams who are good in the air. That's something where Norwich try not to contest the ball in the air too much. They obviously try to play their football on the floor, and it's been working because they're league leaders at this stage of the season. QPR average 30.2 successful aerial duels per game. That's the 7th highest in the division. Norwich only 17.6 per game. In terms of weaknesses, defensively, they've not been good at all this season. They've conceded 61 goals in their 39 games. Only 4 teams have conceded more than that. So although QPR are essentially a mid-table team, they've got sort of relegation standards in terms of defence. Their passing is not anything to write home about either. 69% pass completion compared to Norwich, who average nearly 79%. And one other weakness, fouls. They average the highest in the division, 14.7 per game. So they do struggle with not giving away free kicks. And Keyman, I would probably say it would be Luke Freeman. He's a player who has been linked with Leeds recently, who apparently are keen to take him with them to the Premier League if they get there. He's got 7 goals and 4 assists for them. Plays as an attacking midfielder, essentially. You could also say Naki Wells. We've seen how good he can be at this level with Huddersfield previously. He's got 7 goals as well and 6 assists. He came off the bench against Bolton on Saturday and scored that 7th of the season. But another one to watch out for that the QPR fans are very excited about is Abiri Eze. He is an England youth international, got a lot of raw ability, very quick. Did cause Norwich a few problems in the game at Loftus Road in September, but it's not really kicked on, and Steve McLaren left him on the bench on Saturday against Bolton, didn't even get on the pitch, so he could well be one to watch for as well. One thing we can all be sure about though is if Norwich can get this game won at Carrow Road ahead of another home game against a struggling team on Wednesday in Reading, then that automatic position is going to be becoming a lot more solid.